didn't think it was gonna work out. I didn't know I was about to find out that all the mistakes, all the bad days helped me get through all of the growing pains. I felt like a fake, felt like a liar, put on a face but I was just getting by. It's somehow looking back to when I was young.
When I was invited to do this TED Talk, at first I was going to do it for you. And then I realized I need to do this for me, to my 15-year-old self. And so, yeah, it's just you and me now. And I know back then, things are pretty rough. We're intensely bullied. We're thrown in bushes. We even get tied to trees and have our hair singed. We're from England, but raised in Paris, and we were quite different for that reason. So we were an easy target, and the hair didn't really help either. And yeah, so that was a really, really tricky time, and music became my sanctuary. It became my voice, and gave me some sort of comfort to keep going. Ever tried, ever failed? No matter. Try again, fail better. Those wise words by Samuel Beckett were introduced to us by Grandpa, a lover of poetry, and that blew our minds because we were failing terribly back then. So that gave us very low expectations, which in turn also gave us high resilience. We had nothing to lose. And so after school finishes, we're wondering, what the hell do we do now? And we watched the film Into the Wild. Do you know it? Yeah? And so we're like, okay, let's go on our own adventure with music, the only thing we're good at. And but the thing is, we don't understand how the music industry works. We don't know. We need a manager, a booking agent, all of that stuff. So instead, what we do, we email 600 people asking for a show. Only 20 of them get back to us, which is pretty disheartening. But that's enough to get started. So we go on this tour in Mum's car, and one of these shows really stands out. It's a living room show to a tiny room, smaller than this, way smaller than this, to 60 people. And that blows our minds because everyone's super attentive. And at this So Far Sounds show, this is the first time we ever felt heard. And it was amazing how the music kind of bridged a connection between me and the audience, something we never felt before. And so we were like, okay, let's do this again. We have one gap year. Let's make the most of this. So we end up touring loads of living rooms, as many as possible. This was the first one in Paris. You can see me in the mirror there. So not many people, but what was amazing is we have a very attentive audience. So we actually played to more attentive ears than we do in a typical live music venue where people are just getting drunk and talking over the music. So that was really special, and we do this all over the world. This is somewhere in Belgium. I cannot pronounce the name, so don't make me say it. This is also Guatemala, a hammock show, and where we play, starting all the way from Mexico, we make all the way down to Colombia, literally playing shows like this. Have an amazing time. And we end up playing 700 plus shows on 4 continents like this, literally just playing for our supper, couchsurfing for 3 years. That gap year goes so much better than we expect that we're still on a gap year today, 10 years later. Yeah, from that, we start getting a bit of attention. The music industry start coming to us. We end up playing South by Southwest at Austin, Texas. Meanwhile, we're just backpacking with a guitar just across the US, again, just playing living room shows and South by Southwest. And from that, we end up going back to our hometown, to our biggest venue, and selling out to 400 people. That's my band and my orchestra who joined me for it. And this is why 15-year-old Josh, we keep going, keep persevering, because we just never know what's just around the corner. Unfortunately, what's just around the corner is the pandemic, and feels like our life is over again. Yeah, we're wondering, what do we do now? If anything we've learned is to double down and keep going. And fortunately, one of the silver linings is we have time suddenly. And so we use this time to write songs that we never really had time to do with all the intense touring 4 to 5 shows a week. And we start doing a similar thing in person, but online in chat rooms on Twitter Spaces. And in these Twitter Spaces, by the way, we're doing 16 hours a day from 12 p.m. till 8 in the morning, because it's mostly American time. And we start discovering a beautiful community in Web3. With Web3, we're making brand new fans in Web3 who actually end up asking us to release our music on the blockchain as music NFTs. Something I had no idea what it was. But hey, try again, fail better. So we release an album as a music NFT collection called Love Letters, and we handmake 888 love letters, and we gamify it a bit like Pokemon cards with different rarities, and depending how many love letters you have and which rarity ones you have, our fans end up getting rewards such as free tickets to shows or having a song written for you every single year. And believe it or not, Josh, this album raises the equivalent of 100 million Spotify streams. Not just for us, but also for our fans too. Because of that, it allows us to grow as an artist, to fully double down on our music full time, and to reinvest in ourselves and grow. And from these living room shows, what ends up happening is we'll one day take the stage to 100,000 people opening for Robbie Williams. So keep going, because you just never know what's around the corner. One of your heroes, Snow Patrol, who inspire you to write your first songs, actually come to us and say, hey, love your music, and they invite you on tour. So, yeah, pretty freaking awesome. And the thing is, no matter how successful you get, the goalposts keep moving, and the problems still come. They're better problems. You're still overcoming challenges on almost a daily basis. And I also need to tell this message to you, 15-year-old self, because lately it's been a bit of a struggle again with the challenges in the aftermath of the pandemic, the uncertainty all around the world right now, and in our personal life, a breakup. It's hard to keep going sometimes. And I'm so glad that you taught me, well, you took a lot of the hits on the chin for us early to learn to overcome these challenges. And I'm making a promise to my 70-year-old self as well that I'll keep going, I'll keep striving, and embrace the process. So 15-year-old self, take that leap of faith, keep being comfortable with being uncomfortable, and then we can make the impossible possible. And so on that note, I'm going to end with a song that I wrote for you, celebrating the journey that we've been on. This is called How Far I've Come.
It takes a rearview mirror to piece it all together. Sometimes it takes rock bottom to put the pen to paper. I didn't dare to let myself believe. I couldn't see the forest through the trees. I didn't think it was gonna work out. I didn't know I was about to find out that all the mistakes, all the bad days helped me get through all of the growing pains. I felt like a fake, felt like a liar, put on a face, but I was just getting by. And somehow looking back to when I was young, I can't believe how far I've come. Whoa, whoa, how far I've come. oh, oh. The cracks, the scars, they all have their beauty. Like a work of art, they all tell a story. Sometimes it takes a broken road to show you where you need to go. And I didn't think it was gonna work out. I didn't know I was about to find out that all the mistakes, all the bad days helped me get through all of the growing pains. I felt like a fake, felt like a liar, put on a face, but I was just getting by. And somehow looking back to when I was young, I can't believe how far I've come. Oh, 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 how far I've come. Oh, 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 how far I've come. Oh, how far I've come. Oh, no, I didn't think it was gonna work out. I didn't think it was gonna work out. Oh, I felt like a fake, felt like a liar, put on a face, but I was just getting by. And somehow looking back to when I was young, somehow looking back to when I was young, I can't believe how far I've come. Whoa, whoa, how far I've come. Whoa, whoa. Thank you.